Thank you very much for listening to The Law Show Online. It's time for The Law Show Extra, where Brian Dailey continues to take your calls and questions at 855-LAW-SHOW. Now, here is America's personal injury lawyer and the most brilliant man on the Internet. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Dailey.
That's actually not true. Dave Scott is the most brilliant man on the Internet because he's been able to avoid a fancy nickname like Snurdly. But we're going to find one. Next week we'll have a new one. Hopefully anybody listening on the Internet will send me an email and tell me what they want Dave Scott's nickname to be on the show. Hi, I'm attorney Brian Dailey, broadcasting live from high atop the National Law Show studios, answering your legal questions at 855-LAW-SHOW. It's the Law Show Extra. We're going to go directly to the phones and talk to Don in Chicago. Don, you're on the Law Show.
Yes, hi, Brian.
What can we do for you?
My brother and I own some property in Joint, Tennessee.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if I can sell my half without his permission.
Well, it depends. How do you own it? As joint tenants or as co-tenants?
Joint.
No.
50-50.
Yeah, 50-50 could still mean co-tenancy. And so if it's a co-tenancy, and I'd have to look at the deed to figure this out, if it's co-tenancy, then you can probably sell it. What you'd want to do is you'd want to go to him first and say, listen, I'm going to put my property up for sale.
Yeah, it does say joint tenancy on the deed.
It does say joint tenancy? Well, then is he willing to buy you out?
I'm trying to talk him into it.
Well,
but do I have to sell to him, or can I sell to somebody else?
Well, you cannot sell your joint tenancy to him. But what you can do is you can file an action and ask the court to separate your ownership, and then you can sell it. Okay? But what you really need to do is you need to get with a Tennessee real estate lawyer who knows it way better than I do. And they'll tell you exactly how to go about it. Now, what's the value of the property?
About $150,000.
Well, it's worth your while to spend $2,500 or $3,000 to get some good legal advice to figure that out, okay?
Okay.
All right, so if you want to listen, if you want to send me an email to brian@thelawshow.com. Remind me what your question is, and I'll get you to a lawyer in Tennessee. Make sure and put down the location of the property in Tennessee so I can get your lawyer close by.
Oh, it's in Michigan. The property's in Michigan.
Oh, I thought you said it was in Tennessee.
No. I said it's in Joint, Tennessee. Joint, Tennessee.
Oh.
Two of us own it.
I'm sorry. Where in Michigan is it?
Upper Peninsula.
All right. So our office can handle that, no problem. Why don't you just send me an email, tell me where it is, and we'll get back with you, right?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for calling the Law Show. We're going to continue answering your legal questions at 855-LAW-SHOW.
That's quite a tongue twister, Brian. Tennessee in Tennessee.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. Kathy in Indiana.
Hi, yes. My 32-year-old son became disabled a couple years ago. I'm divorced. I went through a divorce about 7 years ago. The home is solely in my name now. My ex doesn't have anything to do with our son. And my question is, if something were to happen to me, I drive for a living, what would happen to my home? Would it go to my ex-husband because he's the next of kin? I mean, I do have a brother and some nieces, but
he's not the next of kin.
You
You're divorced.
Yes, I'm divorced.
He's not the next of kin. You're next
he is. He's my son's. Our son's dad.
But it doesn't work that way. All right. So, do you have a will? Do you have a will?
No, I don't.
If you had a will, then you would be able to say where you want your home to go. Okay. How badly is your son disabled?
Well, he can't take care of himself. He can walk around. He has memory issues. He had a brain injury. And so
How did he get his brain injury?
He cannot take care of himself. He's diabetic also.
Kathy, how did he Kathy,
pardon me?
How did he get his brain injury?
Well, that was a prescription overdose.
And when did that happen?
In 2010, April of 2010.
So did anybody pursue that? Was it his own overdose?
You know what? Actually, it was, he was going to a clinic, a methadone clinic, and I was considering pursuing that because he had drug issues. And he was going to a methadone clinic, and they're supposed to test him so they're not taking any other medication.
Right.
And he was, and they still gave him the methadone. And when you mix medications with that, he stopped breathing. And he has an anoxic encephalopathy. It's lack of oxygen.
What that means for the rest of our listeners is that he was, for a period of time, without oxygen. Now, listen, you don't have a lot of time. If it happened in April of 2010, you may be beyond the statute of limitations right now, but there may be something that can be done, all right? If he is unable to take care of himself and his own affairs, do you have...
I have power of attorney.
But you don't have conservatorship, do you? Or guardianship?
No, I don't.
Listen,
I don't have guardianship. I just have power of attorney just to take care of his affairs. That's it.
Yeah, you need to get in touch with me right away with an email because I want to look at this. And by immediately, I mean as soon as you're off the phone, get on the computer and send me an email about all of this, okay?
Okay, I'm not near my computer right now, actually. I pulled over to the side of the road to call you.
Okay.
I'm on the road for my job.
All right. Can you send me an email from your Android?
Yes, but I really can't do it right now because I'm working.
Okay.
I could later.
That's fine.
I could today sometime when I get off work.
Get me something immediately, okay? Because this should have been pursued. That way your son will be taken care of. That way your son will be taken care of, okay?
Yeah. But what about the home? I mean, can my ex get it back? And
no, not a chance.
I have a life insurance. I work full time.
No, your ex will not get that home back. Over my dead body, he'll get that home back.
Okay.
Assuming you hire me.
He doesn't have anything to do with him. Pardon me?
Assuming you hire me over my dead body, he'll get that home back. Okay.
Okay. And what is your email address? Do you broadcast that?
Yeah, it's Brian. Hold on. It's Brian.
Okay.
It's Brian. BRIAN at thelawshow.com.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Brian, before you take the next caller, after all this dead body talk, do you have a will?
I don't.
Could we persuade you maybe to consider some heirs here as your co-workers?
I do consider you my heirs. You're all heirs to my font of goodwill.
Thank you.
There are no more callers.
Oh, we're done.
We're done.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Bye.